The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody, party people, and the people of Earth and beyond. Maybe, who knows? You never know who's listening. This is this is the Tuesday episode of Running Point on YSN. As always, we are brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. You can see their logo up in the top right corner next to my head. They go to the extra mile for you. We try to follow their lead and do the same every single day. Want to always take the time to thank Greenwood Chevrolet for being the presenting sponsor of Running Point since day one of the show. Through all the twists and turns and changes that this show has endured, Greenwood Chevrolet has never lost their faith in what we can do, and we appreciate their constant support and sponsorship. We got a great show for you today. We're going to start our fall previews. It's here. We have a Coach's Corner interview season preview for you in the can. We're going to play it for you today. Michael Klockner, the head coach of McDonald Volleyball, entering his third year in the reins, I guess you should say, in the driver's seat of that McDonald program. A very new McDonald program, just 5 years old as a volleyball program. They went to the district championship last year, fell a little bit short of a district title, looking to get back there this year. They have a lot of returning players, and Coach Klockner does a great job talking about his team and what to expect out of McDonald inside that very contested MVAC Scarlet tier. That's one of the best conferences in volleyball as far as parity, as far as multiple teams that all have the ability to go and win it. I think it's going to be one of the most highly contested conferences in volleyball, and it always is. So I wouldn't expect that to change this year with so many teams returning so many important pieces. Middle Ridge, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, McDonald, all of them have really good players coming back. And they should all be a really good force to be reckoned with in that Scarlet tier. So we'll hear from Michael Klockner in a little bit. But first, guess what? We still have baseball. We still have softball because our teams in Youngstown are killing it. We are running the world in Youngstown when it comes to baseball and softball. That's it. It's done. You know, no one's better than Youngstown. We're the Mecca, as DJ said on Facebook last night. We are the Mecca of high school of baseball and softball here in Youngstown. Last night, the 18U went and won the Palomino World Series Championship. Congratulations to them after two really close games in a row between them and Laredo, Texas. They came out against Monterrey, Mexico, and did not sweat this one out as much as the other ones. Let's go over this game and what went down for Youngstown. 18U. We're in the 18U division. We'll talk about the Colt World Series in a little bit as well, because that's still going on. 10-4, the final score. Youngstown gets the win over Monterrey, Mexico, to secure the World Series championship. And once again, Lafferty at the top of the lineup. We've been talking about him all week. He has been setting the tone for this offense, whether it be in the clutch positions or whether it be in a game like this. He went 2 for 2 last night with 2 runs scored in an RBI. Great night at the plate for him. A pair of RBIs from AJ Havrilla, who went 3 for 5, the only hitter. No, he actually shared 3 hits. Henny had 3 hits as well. 2 RBI for Havrilla, and then an RBI apiece from Gino Lazari and Henny, who both had an RBI. Henny went 3 for 4 with a run scored as well. And then multiple hit day from Cardero, the catcher, who went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. A big day of offense. You look at it, they were down 4-2 after 1. Monterey scored all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the first inning. So 4-2 after 1. Youngstown comes back, makes it a 4-3 game in the second. They don't score in the third, but in the fourth, they score 2 more, and then a big 5 spot in the top of the seventh turned it from a 5-4 game into a 10-4 game. So I guess you could say the way that game developed, they were sweating it out for quite a bit. I mean, you go into the seventh inning in a 1-run game, they're probably thinking, here we go again. We have to make the plays down the stretch. We have to make the game-winning plays to come away victorious in this one. And they make a lot of game-winning plays, man. They score 5 runs at the top of the seventh to make it a no-brainer in the bottom of the seventh. And the pitching really did a good job. After that 4 spot in the first, Mexico did not score another run the rest of the game. Talk about bouncing back from a tough start. I mean, a lot of pitchers, you give up 4 in the first, and then you start to really question yourself a little bit. Wheels might decide to fall off, but no, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits total, 4 runs, all 4 of them were earned, and struck out 4. So a great pitching performance like we always see from this Youngstown team. I think that's been a staple, whether you're talking about them in the Class B season, them in the East Zone Championship, them in the NABF World Series, or then now in Palomino, in Laredo, Texas. It's always been pitching. The one game that it was just, a bad pitching night, their offense had to put them on their back, was the first game of the weekend in Texas, where they won 21-12. You look at the other scores, it was a pitcher's duel. I mean, they won 4-3 against Laredo and 3-2 against Laredo. So those are both games where they needed their pitchers, and their pitchers stepped up big. And this is another example. Yes, they gave up 4 runs, but all 4 of them came in the first inning. And after that, it was locked down. It was, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to fight for my team. I'm going to keep my team in this game. And that's exactly what the pitching staff did. That's what you want from good pitchers in baseball. You want them to be able to have the ability to not have to, be perfect. They can still pitch competitively after a tough inning, after a tough couple at bats, whether it may be, they're down 4, they're down 2, they're down 3. Just do damage control and keep us in this game, so we'll have a chance to come back with it. And that's what the pitching staff did last night. 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth, nothing the rest of the game. Zip, nada, just 5 hits given up total. And a great job by Youngstown. I think it was pretty clear now, looking at these scores, that the Laredo, Texas matchup was the one that decided this championship. I don't think you're out of left field saying that. Sometimes in these tournaments, it's just the way the bracket crumbles, that you'll see a team in the semifinals that probably deserves to be in the championship with you. And I think Laredo, Texas, in the 2 games that they played against Youngstown, kind of proved that was probably the big matchup. That was probably the big one that kind of decided it. Nothing against Monterrey, Mexico. I just, looking at the game feed and watching the games live, which you were able to through Palomino, I just felt like Laredo, Texas was just a little bit of a better team. And I thought once they got past them, that 4-3 walk-off victory with 3 runs to the bottom of the seventh, I kind of felt like we just took care of the best team. We just took care of the best team. Let's just take care of business and win a championship. And that's what they did. They absolutely took care of business against Monterrey, Mexico, and they won 10-4, the final score there. Now, Youngstown was not done, because they had stuff to do in the Colt League, Colt World Series in Marion, Illinois. Youngstown was in the semifinals, and Youngstown has been dominating this Colt World Series, especially their offense. You look at this, 18 runs in the first game, 11 runs in the second game, and then last night it was against Chiba, Japan, and it was 10 runs, 10-3 final score here. A lot of offense, but the biggest bat probably was Dawson Wallace. He drove in 4 runs for Youngstown on a 4-for-4 day. 1 run scored. He also walked, so he had 5 plate appearances, got on base all 5 times, doing a great job there. Anthony Treveri went 2-for-5 with 3 runs scored, and that tells me that when he got on the base pass, he was making the most of it, right? If you get on base 3 times, you score all 3 times, you get on base. 2 hits, reach on an error as well. Anthony Treveri, there's a reason he's at the top of the lineup. And these teams that are going to be playing Youngstown, I should say this team, there's only one team left, Southern Illinois. This team that's going to be playing Youngstown is going to learn very quickly that if they put Anthony Treveri on base pass, it's not going to turn out well. There's not a lot of good things that can come out of Treveri being loose and going on base. Maurice had 3 hits on the day. Chandler was able to go 3-for-4. He also had 4 RBIs. So you look at that, the 8 RBIs out of 10 runs the Youngstown were able to score came from the 3 and 4 spots. That's what you expect, right? That's the 3 and 4 spots. Those are the power spots in the lineup. That's what their job is, to knock in runs. And Maurice did it really, really well with his battery mate. They both had 4, with his lineup mate. They both had 4 RBIs. Wallace and Maurice just knock in the show. 8 RBIs between those two. 8 RBIs for the team. But they also had some hits at the bottom of the lineup, specifically. Hayes and Rind both went 1-for-3 with a run scored, turning up that top of the order to give Treveri some big opportunities. Youngstown does advance with the 10-3 win. They will go and play Southern Illinois tonight at 8 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central in Marion, Illinois for the Colt World Series Championship. And you look at some of these stats in this week, it's really crazy. Dawson Wallace, who went, with 4 RBIs last night, he's had 10 at-bats this weekend in Texas. He's hitting 800, 8 for 10 so far in this World Series. He's hit 8 RBIs, that's a team lead. 7 runs scored, that's a team lead. He's just been killing it at the plate. And then you look at, the Maurice, who we talked about earlier, Chandler Maurice. He's had 7 at-bats. He's hitting 714. Those are 3 and 4 in your lineup. 800, 714. Now, I get it. Tiny sample size, but that's still mighty impressive to have 2 guys that are doing that. And then 667 behind him. Treveri's hitting 417 at the top of the order. He's had more at-bats than anybody. He's had 12 at-bats. 12 plate appearances, 5 hits, all of them singles, 6 runs scored. But he's also stolen a base there as well. So he's dangerous on the base pass. And he has more at-bats, more official at-bats than anybody on the team. So this offense is really just humming on all cylinders. They've had double-digit run totals in all 3 of their games. They'll look to continue that tonight as they go and try to bring out the month of August. It is August 1st. They try to bring in the month of August with a championship. We wish them the best of luck as they go into the championship round against Southern Illinois tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern in Marion, Illinois. Marion, Illinois is the city. Follow that on Game Changer. We'll have a recap late into the night as we patiently await the result of that championship game. We'll talk about it tomorrow as well with me and Scotty. With that being said, we are in the aspect of the show where we go into our season preview of McDonald Volleyball. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Mike Klockner had the chance to talk with me just before the show. He was previewing the McDonald Volleyball season with me, and McDonald is a team that went to the district championship game last year. They lost 2 important seniors, so you kind of balance the importance of those seniors and what they were able to do for the team with the fact that it's still just 2 roster spots, which means they are returning a heck of a lot of experience this year and a heck of a lot of talent on the court. But Maria Rizil and Megan Zajac are going to be really tough players to replace, especially Rizil, the ability of her to come in and set when she needed to. She was a great hitter, and she really picked the team up when they had to um, change on the fly. Their setter went down about halfway through the season, and they had to figure something out. And it was Maria Rizil that stepped up and did a lot of big things for that team. So leadership is going to be the biggest question mark, I think, for McDonald volleyball. Who's going to be that leader? Who's going to step up? They have a good senior class, but they haven't had to lead. They haven't had to be the main leaders on the team yet. So really interested to see what they bring to the table this year. Very young team, a lot of good sophomores, a strong sophomore class that got a lot of experience last year, and a very good defensive team as well. Very good at passing, very good at getting in system, getting their offense going. So we're gonna hear from them, and we'll see what McDonald has in store. Here is Mike Klockner from McDonald Volleyball on Running Point, brought to you as always by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Anthony Herwig here with our first Volleyball Coaches Corner of the year, and we are honored to have McDonald's own Mike Klockner to come on and give us a little bit of a season preview of the volleyball team. Coach, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us a little bit about your team.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This is year 3 with this volleyball team, and now I think everyone can say that your culture is officially locked into this program. First question I want to ask is just a little bit of a reflection about last year and the lessons you can take away from your second year into the third year, and some of the things that you think this team learned from last year that a lot of the returning players are going to carry into this upcoming season.
Yeah, definitely. Last year was a good learning experience for us. It was the farthest we've gotten in a tournament in the history of the program. So the girls learned what it took to get that far. We did fall a match short. We didn't want to finish second, but they saw what it took to get that far in a tournament. And so, we expect them to learn from it, as well as the coaching staff as well. There's stuff we have to learn too, and realize how much hard work is required to reach that level. But all the girls returning played in the tournament, so they gained a lot of experience. So we're looking forward to another great year.
You did all that through some adversity, probably a little bit more of injury adversity than a lot of other teams had to go through. What was it like to see the team do that now coming into a new season where it's almost a clean slate? You don't have to, deal with all that adversity anymore. What was it like to see them do it and now know that they know how to, push through tough times?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we had a lot of unexpected things pop up last year with people going out, but the girls stepped up. It was a complete team effort. Girls were asked to play positions they haven't played in a while. Girls who hadn't played a lot of varsity were asked to step up and play in varsity. So it was a complete team effort and a lot of adversity we had to deal with. And they fought through it, and they gained a lot of confidence because of that.
Let's talk about the team this year, obviously, the group and how it's going to look. Obviously, there are a lot of returning players. You didn't lose a whole lot of roster spots from last year. Very important seniors, but the numbers-wise, not too many. Talk about the players that are coming back and some of the big names that McDonald volleyball fans should be watching out for this season.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a lot of returners. We lost Maria Rizil and Megan Zajac, 2 outstanding players and leaders, definitely left their mark on the program. But we have a lot of returning players who all saw varsity time last year. Our seniors, Megan Klockner, Lauren Sierra, Grace Bundy, Michaela Lewis. Our juniors, Gianna Constantino, Kayla Helko, and sophomores, Miley Titus and Juliana Krumpak. So all of them had varsity time last year, a lot of experience. And so, again, we have a lot of expectations for this season with a lot of returning girls with a lot of experience.
I want to ask you specifically about the sophomores because you had a very good freshman class last year that came on and really shined bright for you and stepped up big time for freshmen. What's it going to look like for them in their second year? What are you expecting out of them now that they're no longer freshmen?
Yeah, I mean, they're still young, but, I hold them to high standards, high expectations. They're great athletes. they both saw playing time last year. So yes, they're still young, but we do expect a lot from them. But we have confidence in them because they work hard and they do it well. They do what they're coached. So it was good to get them the experience last year. So this year, hopefully, they have more confidence and more comfort with what we're asking them to do.
All those names that you just said, we know them pretty well from the entire athletic seasons. You have a lot of athletes, a lot of really just athleticism on this team. How much of a strength do you think that is to have so many just well-rounded athletes on your team?
Oh, there's no question that definitely helps. Playing multiple sports makes you a better athlete overall. You're used to playing with adversity. You're used to playing as a team. So these girls are competing all year round. They're facing pressure all year round. They're staying in shape. So there's definitely a positive and a bonus to these girls playing multiple sports. And the ones who don't play multiple sports are playing club too. So, a lot of my girls, are active all year round. So there's definitely benefits to that.
Let's talk about this schedule, and we'll obviously start with the league. Every year that MVAC Scarlet Tier in volleyball is probably one of the most highly contested conferences that we have on the Ysn family. A lot of good teams that are returning a lot. Western Reserve, Mineral Ridge, obviously. What do you think about the MVAC Scarlet Tier this year? What are you seeing out of it, and how much of an honor is it to go up against all those teams that are really competitive in this conference?
Yeah, like you said, there's no question it's one of the toughest leagues in the area. Every match is a battle, regardless of what team we're playing. So we have to be ready every match. It's fun, going to every match knowing it's going to be a challenge. It's a really tough league, and it gets us ready for the tournament definitely. So it's exciting to be in it, and I look forward to another challenging year in it.
What about teams that pop up out of conference that you're excited to go up against to really test your team and sharpen those tools before tournament time?
Yes, we do have a pretty challenging out of league schedule. Like Matthews, Crestview, Canfield, Lakeview, Brookfield. That's going to help us get ready for our league. I was wanting to play these traditionally tougher schools with good programs to help us with our league, but also to help us with our tournament. So we're going to have to be ready and on top of our game in every match this year. So but it's exciting. That's why we play the game. That's really going to help us throughout the year playing these tough teams.
These teams that you just mentioned, the Crestviews, the Lakeviews, the Canfields, what kind of a benefit is it to you that you don't have to travel too far to find really good volleyball to play in this area? I mean, we are stacked with talent, and you can go, a little skip and a jump from McDonald and find really good volleyball to go up against.
Oh yes, definitely. It's nice not to travel, to Cleveland or anywhere like that. So this area has a lot of good teams, and so it is very nice to not to travel real far to get some good matchups. It makes things a lot easier for us in the school. We're very lucky to have such quality teams in our area.
I know the official start for volleyball was yesterday with the official start of the fall sports season in the OHSA being July 31st, but I know you guys also had a busy summer getting together, working on team bonding and all the stuff that you could do during the summer months. What was it like in the summer? What was your team like, and what kind of vibes are you getting from this roster already just a couple of months into, getting to know them?
Yes, the girls have been working really hard. Going back in the winter, spring with strength and conditioning. So we had good commitment with that. So it's been a long time coming. In the summer, we had a team camp. So the girls have bonded really well. This group is really cohesive. They really work well together. And it's very noticeable on the court. They get along. They communicate well. It's just a fun group to watch. They've been putting time in weight room, conditioning, open gym. So we're finally ready to get the official practices here, and we're getting ready to get the season rolling.
We touched on the two seniors you lost last year. Just two of them, but man, were they fantastic leaders. Brazil and Zajac both brought a lot of leadership to this team. So with that void in the roster, who are you going to lean on this year, you think, to be a really good leader on the court and to be that vocal presence to your team?
Yes, no doubt. Megan and Maria, like I said earlier, left their impression on the program. This outstanding young ladies and leaders. But our current seniors, Megan Klockner, Lauren Sierra, Grace Bundy, McKenna Lewis have stepped up really well, taken on that role of senior leaders. They've worked hard. So I'm very happy with them and their leadership. So I'm looking forward to a great year with them. They've been here for a long time, so it's hard to believe they're seniors, but they stepped up really well in fulfilling that role.
Every year we have you on, we talk about the newness of this program. For people that don't know, I mean, this is like the 5th year that McDonald's had a volleyball program, and you've been there now for the 3rd year of it. What's it like to see the continued growth and the continued support and the continued just development of this very young volleyball program?
Yes, yeah, it is. It's moving pretty fast. I was here from the beginning, but it is nice to see the progress we made, and it's all credit to the girls and my coaches. The girls put in the time. The coaches, I'm surrounded by outstanding coaches who really help with that progress. All credit goes to the girls. They put in the work. They buy into what we're coaching them. They put the effort and time into the off season. So it's been very exciting to watch this and how fast it's progressed. And we hope we just got to keep this rolling.
I know you guys are just now starting the official practices, and you're just now getting into the really hard preseason work that goes into getting ready for the season. But if you had to tell me some strengths that you think your team has, some things that that you can go to as a coach, and you're going to be good at these things, what do you think comes to mind when I ask that?
One thing comes to mind, like we talked earlier, we have experience, and the girls play really well together. They like I said earlier, they communicate well, but they're a close group of girls. They're close knit. They work really well together, and so that's a tremendous strength with us. They have a lot of experience together. So I think that's really a plus for us, that these girls are so close and how well they work together and communicate with each other.
What is one thing that you think you want to see your players get better at and grow in and develop in throughout the course of the season?
One thing we've been working on is playing smarter, knowing when to do certain things, run certain plays. And just, I'm always big on mental toughness, playing under adversity, performing under pressure. Just playing smarter, but also, making big plays when it counts, when it's crunch time. So that's something, I've always been stressing, but especially this year, we're really working on those two aspects.
I know getting one win short of the district last year means that district championship is a huge goal for you guys as a team this year. It has to make you so hungry to get back there. What are some other team goals that you think you're setting for the squad this year?
Well, I mean, for terms of teams things, we just want to get better. We want to play, even more cohesive as a group. Obviously, we like to win the league. That'd be like the first step in terms of any types of titles. But and then we want to go at least one more than last year. We want to get that district title, and even beyond it. But we just want to get better as players. As the girls want to get better as young ladies. So just better students. So it's more than just a game. It's overall just becoming better people. So along with the volleyball aspects of it, just good students, good people, and obviously developing as a volleyball players individually, but also as a team. But again, we like to get a league title, and then obviously a district title, and even beyond that.
People don't know it, but coaching is hard work. You guys go through a lot, and you put in a lot of time through the volleyball season, and then in the off season as well. It's not a job that stops when the volleyball season is over. For you, what keeps you coming back? What is one of the things that really kept you to come back another year and to join this program again for a third year now as the head coach?
Yeah, I mean, volleyball, it's a fun sport, and again, seeing the hard work that the girls put in, that makes me want to work even harder, because I don't want to let them down. I want to make sure I'm doing my job as a coach, And, with modern sports, like you said, it's basically all year round. In the off season, you have strength and conditioning, open gyms. So, I seeing their hard work makes me want to work that much harder, so that that they can see that their hard work is going to be paid off. So yeah, it's really them, and seeing what their commitment to the sport that motivates me to push myself and to make myself better and to do what I can for them.
Coach,
To
we
make
would never
them,
let you go without giving you the chance to talk about your coaching staff, the people that you have behind you, all the people behind the scenes in McDonald Volleyball that make it what it is. Because we know that you don't do it by yourself, and you have a
yes.
great team behind you.
Yeah, I got my assistant, third year now, Tim Harker Road. You know about him. This great volleyball knowledge, very passionate, energetic coach. I also picked up Bree Harbison from Brookfield. She's going to be helping our freshmen. We actually have a freshman team this year, first time. So we have good numbers. So she's coming over helping the freshmen, but also she'll be helping with the JV and varsity. And then my 8th grade coach, Cami Hefner, has been with me the whole time. I probably have one of what I think is obviously a bias, but one of the best staffs in the area. So helpful for their help, their knowledge, their expertise, their passion. They're very committed to the sport and developing these young ladies, not only as volleyball players, but also as student athletes and good people. But I'm so thankful for my staff and all they do and all they sacrifice for our program.
We talked about the newness of the program. One of the things I'm really interested in is we talk about your coaches and the people behind the scenes. How's the junior high been doing? I mean, are you seeing numbers before you get to high school in the 7th and 8th grade start to grow and grow as the years go on with this program?
Yeah, we have about 10 and 10 at our 7th and 8th grade. Last year we had a little smaller 7th grade class, but we picked up a few more new players, so we're excited about that. So no, our junior high program has been very strong. I think they made to the finals, I think just about every year, or to the semifinals of the league tournament. So we've been very competitive. We have a very talented group of 7th and 8th graders coming up, so I'm very excited about that. So definitely the future of McDonald volleyball looks very bright, and so I'm very excited to see what the future holds.
All right, Coach, before I let you go, I want to give your fans the shout out to when your first game is, when the first time they can come see McDonald volleyball in action.
Yes, it'll be Monday, August 21st at home versus Matthews. So we're excited. Yes.
Yeah, big one to open up the season.
Yes.
And you gotta love playing in that home gym. It's got a very unique feel to it, and we're excited to get out there and see you guys this season. Thanks for coming on and previewing the year with us, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon, Coach.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Welcome back, and that was Michael Klockner, the head coach of the McDonald volleyball team. Our very first, but not last, of course, season preview for the fall sports. We have a bunch of them ready to go. Well, I should say scheduled to go in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be really diving into previewing the fall sports here on Running Point as much as we possibly can. Sorry about that. Before the fall season begins on August 18th is football. August 19th really is the first time that volleyball is going to get out there. Golf and cross country are starting way early. I think there was a golf outing. There was a golf meet yesterday, actually on the first day of golf. And then I know a lot of our teams are going to be in Old Avalon on Friday for a invitational. So there's going to be a lot of teams there. I believe it's tentatively at Howland and Old Avalon, Howland being the host. So there's a lot of golf happening right now. Golf tryouts happening right now. Soccer starting pretty soon. Cross country, of course, like I said, we're excited for the season. We can't wait to talk to all these coaches and players throughout the year. But speaking about McDonald volleyball, one of the things that I'm excited about, and I'm going to say this a lot during volleyball season, especially when we're previewing teams, they're returning a center, and it's going to be a healthy Megan Klockner that comes back to this team. And when you have a setter ready to go coming back, it's like having your point guard back. It's not like having your quarterback back. It's like having your pitcher back in baseball or softball. it's where it starts. It's not the only thing that you need. It's not going to guarantee that you're going to be great, but when you have a setter returning, you're in a lot of better shape than teams that don't. Setters will run your offense. They touch the ball more than anybody on the floor. They're really important to you being able to do what you want to do as a volleyball team. And when you get a setter like Megan Klockner back, who's a really good setter, got hurt last year, missed a huge chunk of the season, back, sounds like she's healthy, which is just amazing to hear. So when you have a setter like her back, and then you have defense like you do, I think McDonald has a lot in store. I really do. I know they lose a really, really good hitter in their leader in kills in Maria Rizal, and they lose another good hitter in Megan Zajac as well. Both of those were among the top on the team in kills per set. But you still have Constantino. You still have really good hitters. You still have a really good defense. I think they're going to be okay. And when you have a setter, like I said, when you return a setter, so vital to the team to be able to bring back that leader on the court, the one that runs everything. There's a lot of teams this year that are returning setters that are losing quite a bit, but they're returning a setter, which makes things a lot easier on a coaching staff, a lot easier on an offense when you're returning someone that knows what they're doing out there to set the floor. It is really hard to build a relationship with a new setter. I think the teams that are going to be in the biggest kind of growth period, or the ones that have the most work to do, are the ones who return a lot of hitters but lose a setter. Because then those hitters that are used to being set by one person for the last 2 or 3 seasons, where they're really building this relationship with, all of a sudden they have to do that with a completely new setter. Those are the ones that you really have to watch out for. When it's time like that, when you have really, really good hitters coming back, but you lost your setter, that can be a tough transition. And there are a couple of teams that are doing that. Not saying it's impossible, not saying those teams are going to take a big drop, but those are the teams that have the most work to do, probably, in my opinion. The ones that have already built a relationship with a setter. They lose that setter, but they still return a lot of the hitters that will now have to build a rhythm, build a relationship, build some quality time with a brand new setter. I think, just to mention one that pops to mind really quick, because we're talking about the Scarlets here, I think Western Reserve, both of their setters last year were seniors. They returned a lot of good hitters, but what are you going to do to set? That's something that Coach Hughes is going to have to really figure out, and I'm sure she has a solid game plan for that. She's a really good coach. We'll talk with her before the season starts. She's one of our friends of the shows that will come on in a moment's notice. So we'll definitely have Coach Hughes on. They opened the season, by the way. I was looking at the schedule last night. They opened the season against Poland. So that's going to be a fun storyline to see Coach Hughes and Western Reserve against her daughter and Coach Hughes, now Diamond, who's coaching Poland. That's going to be a fun mother-daughter matchup in game 1 of the volleyball season on Monday, August 21st. But that being said, that's our first player of our first fall season preview here on Running Point, first of many, and we're going to take a break and hear from our wonderful sponsors here on the show, and we'll be back with more on Running Point, always brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Back in a bit.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Deal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance, because the best things in life happen at home.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, So it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
Going from mindful to mindful sometimes requires a helping, healing hand. Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness offers a continuum of mental health and wellness care. At Insight, we're changing the way you receive counseling and wellness services with experienced licensed clinicians and expertly trained wellness staff. With 4 locations in Mahoning and Columbiana County, along with telehealth services, Insight offers clients quick access to care when they need it. Transform your mental health and wellness at Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Shopping for a vehicle online should be easy and worry-free. Introducing Merge from Greenwood Chevrolet, a completely new way to buy a car that combines the convenience of shopping online with the personal touch and expertise that Greenwood is known for. With Merge, shopping is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose a vehicle from our pre-owned inventory, build a deal that fits your needs, and finalize the deal with our online buying team. That's car buying in a new lane. Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and let us go the extra mile for you.
It's back! Shop Sheely's July 29th through August 5th for our Ashley Furniture event. 1 week only, take an additional 10% off all Ashley furniture. Shop deals like this queen storage bed, just $5.99. Or this beautiful stationary sofa, now $6.99. And this 5-piece counter height dining set, only $8.99. Add the finishing touches to any room with these accent pieces, plus so much more. Hurry in for 10% off Ashley plus 6 months special financing. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com. As always, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. I'm going to put their logo in the top right-hand corner above my head there, so you know where to go if you are in the market for a new or used vehicle. You heard from them on that break. You also heard from Sheely's, who is having that very awesome deal with Ashley Furniture going on until August 5th. So make sure to take your time to get on down there. August 5th is coming up quick. That is Saturday, folks. You have until Saturday to get on down to Sheely's for that great deal that they have going on right now. You heard from them in that commercial break as well. Like I said at the top of the show, we have baseball tonight. The 16U Youngstown team is going for the Colt World Series championship. If they win tonight, then Youngstown sweeps the board with baseball. They win 18U. They won both NABF leagues. They won the Palomino, and then if they win tonight, they win the Colt World Series as well. Just chalk it up. Just say it's Youngstown. They're Baseball City, USA. That's it. It's over. We're hoping for that. We're hoping that the Colt World Series championship goes to Youngstown. They're playing Southern Illinois, not the host Marion, Illinois. They beat them earlier this weekend, but they are playing Southern Illinois tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern is your first pitch for that. And you can follow that on Game Changer. We'll also have the recap from it on our website afterwards. As always, we do. You can find out who were the big contributors and who stepped up big time. And hopefully, a Youngstown victory. Want to also remind everybody that Austintown's Little League softball team is heading to the Little League World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. They're going to have a send-off tomorrow at the high school. 12:30 is when you should be there if you want to send off the Austintown Fish softball team. And if you want to be there, then 12:30 is when you get there to send those girls off. There's been a lot of community backup support. I saw a lemonade stand pop up. Donations went to the Little League softball team. They need all the community backing them to make sure they're taken care of for lodging and travel to Greenville, North Carolina. It is not a free trip. It's not like Little League World Series says, hey, here's all your expenses paid. Come on down. They have to make sure they're geared up financially. And the community of Austintown has done a magnificent job in lifting these girls up and making them know exactly what kind of a big deal this is. This is a huge deal for this softball team. And this is going to be an experience that they'll never forget. Not only do they get to play on that field against the world and the best teams around the country, but they also get to meet, interact, play in front of, and watch play the best softball players in the country, with Athletes Unlimited making the trip down to Greenville, North Carolina. They'll play a doubleheader leading into the weekend, so fans will be able to go and see the best softball you will ever see in Athletes Unlimited the first 2 days of that weekend, and then you'll go right into the Little League World Series there for you on Sunday as well. So it's a big opportunity for these players to, be able to interact, learn, and just meet some of the best softball players that this world has to offer. I mean, we are the best softball country in the world. We've won the Olympics. Outside of Japan might be able to bolster that. We've kind of had our back and forth with Japan over the years that we've been in the Olympics as a softball world. But it's us, it's Japan. That's all. And we have the best softball players in the country going to Greenville, North Carolina to take part in the Athletes Unlimited promotion and games that are going to be going on down there. So that's going to be fun. A lot of friends in Athletes Unlimited. I'm going to try to get maybe one on the show to talk about what it's like to go down to the Little League World Series and see those kids, and maybe some advice. We'll try. We'll reach out. Obviously, they're pretty busy. They have games going on tonight, but you can find it all on ESPN. That's where you'll be able to see Austintown. They play in the first game on Sunday, so we're going to be talking about them more and more as the week goes on, as that gets closer. Palomino World Series champions, congratulations to Youngstown for pulling that off last night. And of course, the Colt World Series championship is tonight. Youngstown in action against Southern Illinois. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is where you can see that first pitch. Follow it on Game Changer, and also stay tuned to our social media pages in our website for updates on that. That'll do it for today's show. I'm signing off on Running Point. We'll be back tomorrow with Scotty Mincher in the house, and we'll talk more about everything that's going on in the sports world in Northeast Ohio with Scotty. Always brings something good to the table, so can't wait to see what Scotty brings tomorrow. We'll see you then. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in to Running